The Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah.
Last season, with just a massive 57 points, Dom called this team the worst team his model has ever seen.
It's Dom Loose Chicken.
This is a team that underperformed the worst projections his model did last year by 13 points.
And I am here to tell you, Arizona Coyotes fans, that is great news.
Jesse.
Yes.
Before we get into the Arizona thing, I want to know, sportsinteraction.com/SDPN, what is the actual projection for the amount of points that Arizona will get this year?
The over-under set on Sports Interaction is 65.5.
That's the over-under?
I'm taking the over on that.
Me too.
I think I would as well.
I would take the over on that. I mean, you ask yourself, could it get worse? And it can, because if you look at the real story here with Arizona, and you know, I think Coyotes fans are kind of upset with us perpetually because we're kind of hard on the Coyotes. The reality is this year, the biggest stories are three. Jacob Chychrun, their arena, and are they going to get the first overall pick? Those are the big stories, right?
So we're talking about departure
of their best defenseman.
We're talking about infrastructure
of something that might not be solved for 5 years.
And we're talking about fantasy.
That you have a 20% shot at max.
So whether the arena is a novelty or not, like we've talked about the novelty of, I want to watch.
Yeah, we might go down there.
Yeah, we've talked about whether it's a novelty or not. Is the team worth watching?
Well, so
in a lot of parts, no.
And almost all of them. I
don't even know if they have young players to come up right now.
Yeah, Clayton Keller
is not a young player.
No,
he's 25.
Well, I know what
24.
you mean. You mean like the new crop,
right?
Clayton Keller, he's a young player, but old news.
I want to watch Matty Beniers. That's a young player I want to watch.
You're talking about Connor Geekie and Dylan Genther.
Yes.
Those are guys who shouldn't probably see the NHL because the team is so bad and you're going to stunt their growth by playing on a hockey team that's so bad.
Bingo.
Well, it's like what the Sabres did last year with Owen Power, and it ended up being the right move, right? Mm-hmm. And then he joins at the end of the season. He had a pretty bizarre season because he got to do the World Championships and also the Olympics, which I don't think is an opportunity that will necessarily be afforded to Coyotes prospects. But I think, despite all that, they will overachieve. And the reason for that is I think teams are going to check out against them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be playing a lot of backup goalies, which means
they
might have the better goalie on a lot of nights. Karel Vejmelka is good.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good goalie. And I want to play your game in a second.
I have a game.
But it's also the National Hockey League. They had 57 points last season. In the cap era, there have not been very many sub-60 point seasons. Sub-60 point teams. There's one a year, and it's rarely, or sometimes there's one a year, and it's rarely ever the team you think it's going to be. The team that finishes last these days is a bad team that had bad circumstances, like bad everything happened to them. I'm not talking about, the inconvenience of playing in a smaller arena. I'm talking about all their goalies got hurt. You know what I mean? Or their top 3 centers got hurt or something like that. I just don't think it's going to be them.
Okay.
And I think once they have a ridiculous homestand, which they're gonna because they have a ridiculous road trip to start the season, I think they might lock in and actually steal a lot of points. Jesse has the cap friendly page up, and they have 4 second round picks 3 years from now.
Yes. This will be a rebuild. It'll be a great rebuild.
They're not trying to win.
No.
Right.
And so the win is losing.
They're actively trying to lose hockey games.
The goal horn should just be a live mic into Bill Armstrong's office just to hear the swearing. Every time they damn it! I did my best. Nick Ritchie's on the top line. Yeah, come on.
Bill Armstrong, their GM, you look at the talent they have in the forward group, and Travis Boyd is their first line center.
Who's a good player.
He's backed up by Barrett Hayton,
who was a top 5 pick in 2018.
He's a fine player.
The players I'm listing aren't first line centers.
Right.
On 32 National Hockey League teams. But they've decided to not try and build a competitive team. team and just throw these guys out there on the ice, whoever wants to play in Arizona, and just see how it goes. And I think in those circumstances, like, we find hockey players, they band together and they overachieve, like you said.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen just by default because it seems to happen with hockey teams, but nobody gives a chance. But they're not going to be good.
They don't have a bad coach, and they don't have a bad goalie. Those two things alone will take you far.
They're not going to be good, but they won't be abysmal.
Right. By abysmal, we're talking like the 16-17 Avalanche?
Yeah.
Who had 47 points.
Yeah, they're not going to be that.
They were 5 losses worse than last year's Coyotes.
Okay, then what if the NHL has 32 teams? What place are they?
I think they could squeak out as high as like 28.
Sure. What place do they finish though? I know what they could do. Plenty of people could.
I think it's pretty likely it'll start with a 3. But I can't give them 32nd because it's never the team you predict out of the gate.
Now I'm not
Number
sure if they know
isn't
this
either. It's
they're on their player profiles. I'm not sure if they know this, but Gila River Resorts and Casino is still the sponsor. So I'm wondering if that is going to change because obviously that relationship ended. But who would be around to check it? I just
sold out.
The most interesting thing with this team, if we're being honest, is the arena.
Yes,
they are must-watch hockey for the place they're playing hockey, and I think that's fascinating. That's something to keep our eyes on as the season goes along. Just seeing how this experiment goes.
Can we play the game?
What? Oh, okay. Jesse, cap friendly down, please. Okay. The game is.
I have standings up now.
Name both Coyotes goaltenders.
Karel
Vejmelka.
Yeah,
No,
you acted like you knew it was
You
Karel
said
Vejmelka.
that he said it earlier. Is what I was trying to point out.
All right.
You said it during the conversation.
And I don't know. There is a guy who used to be the Sharks' 3rd goalie, and I think he's their backup now. And I want to say he's Czech, and I forget his name, man. Did he used to play for the Sharks? Do I have the right guy at very least without knowing his name? Oh, for God's sake.
Didn't they sign someone 2 days ago?
Did they?
This is what I'm talking about.
Is it a Soder? It's not Soderstrom. That's a prospect they have, right?
Are you thinking of Hellberg?
This person has played
someone else.
6 career games.
Was it in San Jose?
No.
Oh! Is he Russian?
You have to tell me.
Oh! He's Russian.
Okay.
And his name is Hockeyov. What's his... Oh, shoot. Who
It is a very Russian name.
Who is
What
it?
is it?
Ivan Protsvetsov.
Oh! Yes.
And he was a 4th round pick a few years ago.
I know you're not going to believe me, but I did genuinely know that.
I just want you to know that in the first 3 games he played in Arizona, he had an .824 save percentage. And then the second 3 games the next season, he had an .875 save percentage.
Well, don't sign anyone from Europe because they're going to claim him.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's not going to be a backup.
Probably not.
John Gillies.
Who
was bad.
in New Jersey last year and not good.
But there's an NHL goaltender I think will be the backup.
I mean, yeah, if you want to upgrade from an 875 down to an... Oh, yeah. You know what? If you want to go from an 875 to an 885 save percentage, John Gillies is your guy.
Yeah.
Dude,
I saw him play. It was bad. I saw him play in person. It was wow.
So
Shocking.
you got to see a Leaf win.
I did
person.
see a Leafs win.
Yeah, very good. I didn't know that, but I just assumed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they played the Devils.
Listen, there are a lot of teams in the league trying to lose this year. Like, people sort of forget what the McEichel sweepstakes were like. And this year is going to be shocking. And the Coyotes are at a disadvantage in terms of losing hockey games because their goaltending's too good. I'm serious.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. I don't.
In terms of the bottom, like 5, 6, 7 teams.
Okay. So then
It's going to be a race to the
You're
bottom.
joking.
Tell me.
You're joking.
Your goaltending
Guys, we
is
have
too
30
good.
seconds.
Oh
left.
yeah, Carter Hart's so much worse than Karel Vejmelka.
Vejmelka.
Who's first of all, Karel Vejmelka.
25 seconds. I got to ask you, where do the
They're
Coyotes
last.
finish? 8 teams in the division.
I got them behind the Blackhawks.
Oh.
You cannot tell me you have the
You know
Coyotes ahead of the Blackhawks.
So I made my notes late. I'm putting them 7th.
You're out of your mind.
I was thinking about it too.
He's wrong. You're both wrong.
I don't know.
It's not even a question.
I'm putting
Chicago
them
is not as bad as everybody's giving them credit
might
for.
be.
You're not as bad at kissing my ass.
Arizona 8th place.
I think I'm gonna go 7th.
Let's go! Let's go! Ooh, both of you.
7th. Let's go.